Hey everybody, welcome back. You'll noticed that, well, I don't have anything. Um, I started re-recording everything, playing on the server that I'm a part of, and, well, been having internet issues lately, since my move, and I don't know if it's my computer acting up or if it's a cable I got running to the router where I'm staying or what, but, I've been having issues staying connected some days, so kind of getting annoyed, so I've decided that I'm going to restart everything. We are playing in 1.4.6, playing with a slightly modified version of the Minecraft pack, because that was the first one to be updated to 1.4.6. But we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to save you guys the time and all the boring stuff of, gathering tools and finding diamonds and finding a place to set up a base and all that stuff. And I'm going to come back when I'm ready to start getting into the nuts and bolts of building everything, all the new machines, that type of stuff. I'm going to make the assumption that you have played Minecraft, you know how to make tools, things like that. So, I'm sorry. If you haven't and you'd like to know, just leave me comments, etc. And I can kind of do a little episode on a basic primer of this is how you play Minecraft first day kind of thing. So I will see y'all later on. Have a good day. All right, we're back. So I spent a lot of time mining and everything. Dug myself into the side of the mountain here and started gathering the materials so we could get started on a base. Got a little bit of a mine shaft that goes down to bedrock level there. As you see, I've collected some materials so far. Not a lot, but basically just enough to get us started. Found a huge marble cave, so I grabbed some marble and everything too. We're going to use that in the construction of our main base. This is just kind of a temporary thing we got going on here. Got a big reed farm. That way we can make books and everything. I've got cows actually outside the house here, and I actually just bred them. Eventually I want to automate this whole thing, and that way I don't have to deal with it. And luckily we've got those breeders from, I think it's forestry, that allows us to do it. Oh, shut up. As you sell, this started out as 2 cows and I got a bunch, so doing good. Oh, you think you can hit me? That's not very good. Ah. Anyway, so today, what I think we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get started on machinery. Now, if you've played like Tekkit or Industrial Craft before, you'll notice that maybe some of the recipes have changed, and we'll get into that later on. But one of the big ones is that now, because of, I believe it's because of Praitaq, macerators require diamonds. There it is. You can tell here. So, yeah, they got kind of expensive. So, what I've actually done is we're going to use thermal expansion to start, and then we're going to get into all the IC2 stuff. Now, if you notice here, the pulverizer is basically the same thing as a macerator. It doubles your ore. Plus, you actually have a small chance of sometimes getting extra stuff, which is kind of cool. But it requires a piston, a machine frame, some flint, copper, and a redstone reception coil. Now, instead of taking in EU, the thermal expansion machines actually just use straight out buildcraft energy. And let's see here. Yep. You'll see here I've got the makings to make conductive wooden pipes, gold conductive pipes. This 3x3 here is how you make a machine frame. I've got the stuff for the redstone reception coils, and then 2 machines we're going to make. Down here I've got the makings, that's what this whole top is here, for Stirling engines, which will basically just burn anything almost, and produce buildcraft energy, the MJ per tick. Now, it's not a lot, but these engines are cheap, and they're enough to get you started until you can get into maybe, me personally, I'm a big fan of using the forestry electrical engine, so, have a big EU plant, and then I use EU to power all my stuff. The other thing that's really nice, if you can get the farms going for it, the peat engines are pretty good. And then there's a few others that we can possibly use later on down the road. We're also going to make a project table today. We're going to get started by making our alloy furnaces for red power as well, and just kind of get our workshop going. So let's get started. I think first things first, let's make our redstone reception coils. So we're going to need sticks, cobblestone, 2 pistons, some glass, and some more cobblestone. Go over to our crafting table. So the first thing we need to actually make is wooden gears. Now these wooden gears are actually used as a basis for a lot of the buildcraft stuff. So I'm just going to make a bunch of them. Now there's various different levels of gear. It starts out as wooden, and then you go to cobblestone. So we need what? I think I had it set to 4. Yeah. All right. So that's going to give us stone gears, and then from there you can make like tin gears. You can make excuse me, tin gears, iron gears, gold gears, and then finally diamond gears, which are used in some of the later machines. Alright, so to actually make our Stirling engines, we have our 2 pistons at the bottom, gears on the side, cobblestone at the top, and glass in the center. And anyone who's familiar with Buildcraft will notice that this recipe here is basically the same for any of the Buildcraft engines. You have your pistons here, glass, and then whatever material the engine is made out of, quote unquote, makes up the gears, and then the cobblestone. Like combustion engines are iron gears, and then I believe iron at the top. Excuse me again. So we're going to go ahead and make 2 of these. So that gives us our engines. Alright, come back over here. Oh, dump this stuff down here. So next, let's go ahead and make our redstone conductive pipes. Or, I'm sorry, our Buildcraft conductive pipes. Eventually, we're going to want to upgrade to the thermal expansion version, which are called redstone conduits, I believe. I'd have to look it up real quick. Let's look it up, actually. Yeah, right here. The redstone energy conduit. These are actually better than Buildcraft pipes. You can transfer more energy through them, and they also have a little bit of an internal storage as well. Alright, so we've got that. Let's make our wooden pipes now. Oops. So we've got our 8 wooden transport pipes. Let's turn them into wooden conductive pipes. Bada bing. So we've got the basis to get us started on our energy now. Okay, so next off, let's go ahead and make the redstone reception coils and our machine casing. So let's get this stuff out of the way. I'll bring this stuff down here. Oops, let's just do it like this. Okay. So redstone reception coils first. Oops, I did that backwards. Whoopsie. Let me go get. I think I got some redstone. Yeah. I did that last time too. There we go. Okay, so we've got extra gold now. All right. Let's make these. Oops. Do it. Bum, bum, bum. So now we've got our machine frames and our redstone reception coils. Let's take this stuff out of the inventory. So now we're going to make a pulverizer and a powered furnace. So let's, you'll notice here, this just goes like that. Same thing here, copper. Then this uses bricks and redstone at the top. So what you're going to find with a lot of the thermal expansion machines is the recipe is pretty much the same. It actually starts out with a machine frame, a redstone reception coil, copper. Some of them I think use iron. And then these 3 here, these 3 spots, basically determine what type of machinery you make. So here I've got a pulverizer, which is basically our macerator. And then now we should make our powered furnace. So there's our powered furnace. Cool. So we got the startings of being able to make the redstone energy conduits, which is how I'm going to transfer all my Buildcraft energy. The only other things I wanted to make is I wanted to make a project table, which is part of red power. And then we're going to get our red power, our first alloy furnaces made. So let's get this together. So to make the project table, you put a chest, a crafting bench, wooded planks on the side, and then stone at the top. And we get our project table, and I'll show you what that is here in a minute for those who haven't played either Tech or wow, my brain is not functioning. Feed the Beast before. And then we're going to get just 2 regular alloy furnaces. Eventually these will make blue alloy the blue electric alloy furnaces, and we'll make some blue alloy powered furnaces as well. So for now, we'll just go ahead and put our alloy furnaces here. This is going to allow us to make things like the blue ingots, which is so we can make the red power stuff. Whoops. If I could spell today, I'd be dangerous. God, I cannot spell. Look at that. Here, it should be here somewhere. Yeah. No. Yeah, blue alloy ingot. There it is. And you see here, it's just silver and nickelite in an alloy furnace, and that allows us to make the blue alloy, which will then allow us to make all the blue electric stuff. And then next, we have our project table. So we're all familiar with a regular crafting table. The project tables are really cool though. What these allow you to do is it has its own internal inventory, which is where the chest, that's why it requires a chest. And basically what you can do is you set your pattern here. So let's see. Let me get some cobblestone real quick. Say we wanted to make like cobblestone stairs, and we wanted to make a bunch of them, right? All we'd have to do is fill this up here with cobblestone, and then we could just keep clicking here. And you'll notice that it's not taking it out of here, it's taking it from down here. So basically, once you run out, there you go. So I really like these, especially when you go to make things like electronic circuits or what was the other big one? Cooling cells and things like that. Anything that would require you to use like individual items. Dispensers is another big one where you have to use like individual bows. And so if you're doing certain things by hand, like it's not like you're making a lot of them. Like you only have to make a few. It's nice to use a project table. If I had to make like a lot of something, and I've got this set up, what I'd probably use is an automated crafting table. You dump everything into a chest, set the pattern, and just let it make itself. So, alright, let's go ahead and get started. Now we need our Stirling engines and our conductive pipes. Let's get this out of the way. We don't need buckets. Move this stuff over. Powered furnace. And we're in our base, so we don't really need that. Okay, so temporarily, I guess what I'm going to go ahead and do is need just a bit of cobblestone. Let's put some cobblestone down here. Go ahead and put our engines. Oh, and you notice that they're facing each other, which we don't want, but we'll fix that here in a minute. So our wooden conductive pipe, and then gold conductive pipe along the wall. And this will just allow us to put all our machinery there and go from there. Okay, so to fix this, we're going to need a wrench. So how do we make a wrench? Well, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Buildcraft wrench. This is the industrial craft. Now, the basic industrial craft wrench, I actually talk about this a little bit more when I start getting into the industrial craft stuff. The basic industrial craft wrench, you want to stay away from. As soon as you can, you want to get an electric wrench and get a backpack going so you can use it in lossless mode. That way you can pull up your IC machines without breaking them. But like I said, I'll get into that later on. And then this prototype Omni wrench is part of, I believe it's Railcraft or Traincraft. I forget offhand. I'd have to look it up. But basically, it's used on a lot of the different machines. But anyway, we want to make a regular wrench, so we need iron, stone, and a bit of that's it. I think I have a little bit of iron still left. It's back here. Watch, this is going to be the time that I don't. I wasn't fully prepared. Look at that. So I failed this test. Anyway, let's we'll cook off just enough. Oops, I only need 2. And I thought I had some up here. Yeah, I did. So I don't want to waste a piece of charcoal or anything on this. So we'll grab this piece of iron. We've got our cobblestone. We have our gears back there that we can use. It's like watching paint dry. Sorry. Alright, there we go. So let's go back and make our wrench. in this chest. Yes, it did. So, same thing here. And this is, you don't even have to have the stuff. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to make that first. And you'll notice here, like, I don't have anything down here. You can use this just like a regular crafting bench as well. So, we have a wrench now. And what we do is come over, we just right click, and we can change the orientation of everything. So, that gives us that. Next, we need a lever. And this should allow us to turn these on, because these do require a redstone signal. Alright, so we can put this away, put that away. Move the wrench over. So now let's get into this pulverizer and the powered furnace. I'm actually going to set this up a couple of blocks so I can show you all something. So I'm going to put this down real quick. Now you'll notice these sides have different colors on them. The top does as well. But anyway, let's right click it and I'll show you what all this means. So this is our pulverizer. And you'll notice that we have the yellow, red, and blue just like I did on the outside. So on the left, let's go through. We're going to start at the left side here and I'll work our way through all the tabs and everything. And most of the thermal expansion machines are the same way. It just depends on, you know, what slots do what, etc. So on the left-hand side, we've got a slot where we can put, I believe it's a redstone energy cube, which is a storage power for buildcraft energy that came with thermal expansion. And then you have your power bar here, which tells you how much internal power this machine has stored. The blue square is your input, the red squares are your output, and the yellow is extra output. And if you look here, you notice here it gives us recipes. Yeah, this is a good one. So if you put stone in, you get cobblestone. Now if we put cobblestone in, we get sand. However, there's a 10% chance that we could get gravel too, which is kind of nifty. And you notice here that it takes 320 megajoules. I'm not sure if you can see it in the texture pack, but it takes 320 megajoules to make this. And you'll notice here as we go on, there's a possibility to get like sulfur from netherrack and some of the other ones like here. Iron ore, you might get ferrous dust, and you'll get your pulverized iron. Put blaze rods in, you get blaze powder, and sulfur, you notice you get 4. So just the same thing. Copper, you can sometimes get gold. You kind of get the idea, and you can look through that. Now, with like, now those of you familiar with like industrial craft machines, you know, normally at the top was the input for whatever you're putting into, say, like a macerator. The bottom, the side was your output. Now, here's a really nifty thing that I like about the thermal expansion machines. If we come over here, and I'm just going to start at the top, and then we'll get into all that. It tells you how much power you're using, how much you have stored, and then the maximum amount of power that this thing can take in. So you notice here it takes in a maximum of 4 megajoules a tick. So that would be 4 Stirling engines. So you notice we're only running 2 to run both machines. So they're kind of going to run slow, but we're just getting started, and we'll add more, and we'll go from there. This is nifty too. The redstone control, you can tell it, I only want you to operate if you don't have a redstone signal, or if you do, or don't care about a redstone signal, which is just changed here. So this is disabled. It doesn't care about redstone. Enabled, low status means if it doesn't have a redstone signal, it'll work. And then same thing, it requires a redstone signal. So I just leave it on the default for now. Now this is the really nifty tab, this green one. This is the configuration tab. Now what this allows us to do, I love this, is set what side everything goes into and comes out of. So you'll notice here you've got blue. Now these are actually on the sides that they correspond to. The only oddball one is this one here, which is actually the back side. So it's top, bottom, left side looking at the machine, right side looking at the machine, and then the back side. So for ours, we'll probably want to say come in on the left, go out on the right, and then the bottom will just be wherever this comes out of. And then we don't care about the back. So if you left click, it goes one direction, and right click goes back the other. So this is how we'd want to set it. But say you wanted it to be all vertical, right? So what we could do, and you wanted to tile these next to each other, you could just do something like this, where the top is your input, the bottom's your output, Yeah, that's right. And then say the back is your excess output, right? Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm sorry. So basically, what you could do is then put like a chest or something on top. It would drop stuff in, and then it would poop out the bottom. Now, the really cool thing as well is these basically have built-in redstone engines. Meaning, I don't need to put a wooden pipe here with a redstone engine attached to it, pump into the next machine, which is what I'm going to show you next. So let's pick that back up. So we're going to start with our pulverizer. And actually, I should have done this a different way. Let's set them up one. So the first one we're going to want is our pulverizer. Now let's set up the way we said we want it. Don't care about that. Don't care about the back. And then it's just in, out, and then down is the excess out. So you know it's blue, red, and then the bottom is yellow. And then these, the top and back, have nothing on them. So the sides actually change colors as well depending on how you set up your configuration. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our furnace and put it right next to it. So you notice here we have the same thing in the configuration window. You don't have to do this, but I like to shut them all off that I'm not using. Just a habit thing. And then you notice same thing, 2 megajoules a tick. And then you have your redstone control as well. And then it's just input, output. Excuse me. So anyway, let me grab some coal. Actually, I've got charcoal back there that we'll use, but I'm gonna grab some iron. Oh, looks like it's about time to harvest too. Yay, rain. Let's do iron. No problem. Grab some copper. 10. Let's bring it all. Where's my gold? Gold. Don't care about cinnabar right now. Don't care about monazite. Oh, we're gonna need lead. So let's head on back. Alright. So let's open up our sterling. Oh, completely forgot to grab charcoal. So let's grab half a stack. Go ahead and put our charcoal into our sterling engines. You can also use buckets of lava, tree saplings. Now let me give me 1 second here, and I'll actually bring up the figures. Whoops. There it is. Okay, Buildcraft Sterling Engine. Okay. So for the just to give you an idea, saplings and sticks in the Sterling engine last 5 seconds. Wood and planks last 15 seconds. Coal or charcoal lasts 1 minute and 20, and a lava bucket lasts 16 minutes and 40 seconds. And you can just find this on the Buildcraft wiki. So let's go ahead and alright, so we've got those in there. So let's go ahead and fire this up. Let me fix that. So you'll now notice that we're getting our Buildcraft, and they're starting to fill up with energy. So cool beans. So we'll let those fill up for just a second. And, let these get heated up. Obviously, I mean, these aren't the best, but we can put more in here in a little while, and then eventually we'll upgrade them. All right. Anyway, you get the picture. So let's go ahead and we're gonna put our. Actually, check something. I think. Give me this chest. All right. Put a chest here. I'm gonna go ahead. I can't remember if it'll pull out of a chest or not. I don't think it will. No, that's right. It doesn't pull out. It only it basically pushes in. So the redstone is basically on the output side. So if I'm right, put this here. Let's go ahead and yeah, we'll do iron. Let's put a piece of iron in. You'll notice it sucked it in. It's pulverizing it. watching paint dry. You notice our power's going down. Boom, it got pulverized. But look, it's right into the furnace. And then, bang. So, basically we have a fully automated macerate smelt setup in 3 blocks. In 3 blocks. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get this going. And the cool thing is, like I was talking about earlier, is like this is tileable too. So, like literally, if you want to have like copper, tin, iron, gold, silver, like all in one thing here, all you got to do is set it up to where it's in and out the side, and then like for the excess stuff, you just maybe have it come out the back, and then use like iron pipes or something, because you can pump this right into pipes as well. So, you see, there we go. We're making iron. All right. Actually, I better grab this too. And we'll put this below, so any of the stuff that comes down here will just get dumped into that chest. Obviously, I can't open it, so no big deal. I'll check it from time to time, and I'll eventually put a pipe in between. So, alright, let's dump the ores here. And we'll work on that stuff later, and we'll store this as well. I don't want to keep my wrench on me. I won't need these. And just catch all. Alright, so we got all this other stuff made. So we're going to want to go ahead and start making the silicon bullets that are used to make the wafers. Around here I've got sand. And if you want to see what that recipe is, we'll just come here. I thought it'd be easier. Nope, let's do it this way. So you notice it's sand and coal make these. So let's head on back. Grab some coal. Enough. That'll actually be plenty if you get a bunch out of these. And then all you do is sand, coal, and then just grab charcoal. You put charcoal in on the side. Bada bing. You know, these are just kind of going. So, obviously not the fastest thing in the world. You can see right now it's only using about 0.6 megajoules a tick. This one's using 1.1. So if we can get more engines on there, it'll run faster. But it's doing its thing. So we're making our silicon bulls, or however you pronounce that, I don't know. Which will then be used to make wafers, and then red and blue doped wafers for all the different red power machinery. Let's see, so we've got that going. Stuff can come out of here, here. Let's see. Let me check my list and see what else we got going on. And we're back. So, I went ahead and made a couple more of those Stirling engines because this thing was just running slow as hell. So now we're running a little bit faster. Oh, and I did make an enchanting table. I forgot to mention that earlier. So let's go ahead and harvest crops. So we've got corn. This is, well, I can't think of the name of it. Yeah, that stuff. Hanneken seeds, which is used to make Hanneken leaf. So let's go ahead and replant this. The only thing I found that this is really good for is, wow, come on, brain, function. It makes twine, which you can then turn into string. We need a bunch of string later on for jacketed wire and things like that. But then you have, for that, you actually have flax, which is this stuff here. Why is this stuff not growing? It's taking its sweet time anyway. And if you notice, when we break the flax, we get string directly. So it makes more sense to me to use flax. So we use that. Let's go ahead and replant this. And keep those seeds off to the side. Let's get the corn. Alright, cool. We got one extra corn. Any extra? Yeah, I got an extra one of these too. And I did find a village, so we've got potatoes and carrots. And I found some pumpkins as well, so we've got pumpkins. The main thing we're missing right now, actually, is melons. Harvest all this. About time to go breed the cows. So we'll harvest up that. And bada bing. Where did those carrots go? I'm actually really glad we found a village. And I'll show that to you here in a future episode. I went ahead and boarded up as many of the villagers as I could. So that way we've got them for when we go to make, say, like an iron golem farm, which we will be doing. Because I mean, granted, there's a lot of iron, but you can never have enough. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and put the seeds and everything away. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, let's go breed some cows. About time to start harvesting. Oh yeah, we got plenty. Cool. Yeah, that's kind of cruel, so we'll be dealing with them soon. I'll probably go through and kill them all off, and after the next breeding, so that way I know we've got a large stock that we can use. Alright, so I hear spiders. There's gonna be a cave below my base. So yeah, now you can see here we're running about 2.2 megajoules, and then this is running at 1.1. So it kind of distributes everything evenly, which is kind of nice. Alright, so we've got all that, and that. I'm gonna see where we're at, and we'll be right back. Alright, and I think that's gonna be about it for this episode. When we come back next time, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get us started with getting into building our IC machinery. So build some generators. We'll get the generators going, maybe an electric furnace or two. We'll get an extractor, maybe a compressor, and that way we can get started on some of the more advanced technologies. And I'll talk a little bit more about some of the changes that Praitaq has made. I know a lot of people don't like Praitaq, but I love it. And then we'll talk a little bit more about what the plans are for the future and everything else. Thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.